Yo dude, so it's Friday and I am very happy today because I have that assignment done, the proofreading's done, the bibliography checks are done, the references are done, the footnote checks are done. Brilliant. There was some very minor changes to make with the references, and I think there's maybe only one change to make with the bibliography. And when I say very minor changes, I really do mean very minor changes, so it was really good. Literally, like, there was one reference or a few references actually without a full stop at the end, but it's a very tiny thing. So the references were looking really tight as they were. So yeah, really happy with that. Got that done. I shouldn't need to look at that again, really. That's not that assignment. The module it's tied to hasn't got a one-to-one next week. We do have to bring in some bits relating to our assignment and just discuss as a group, just discuss kind of like how the assignment's going and our direction with it and stuff like that. But I don't think that'll produce any changes. So at least I hope it wouldn't. So that essay might be done now. There is one essay that the poetry essay that I ended up changing, cutting and pasting something out of it yesterday and stuff like that, and just changing a bit of something with it. So I do want to maybe just quickly look through that. So maybe I'll do that today or maybe tomorrow. But that shouldn't be too much of a job. It's not going through it all again or anything like that. It's just having a look at the structure and the layout very briefly. So today I can get on with some more chill things. Some things related to uni, some things relating to personal projects. And then when those changes come around next week for the other two assignments, if I get any, I don't know, my lecturers, because it's so close to the deadline, they might just sort of very vaguely hint at something that might not be the best in it or something. So, because obviously they don't want to be going through and changing loads of things, because it of course has to be your work. So especially, as I say, this close to the deadline. So we'll see what I get with that, but that'll come around when it comes around anyway. So yeah, today I'm going to be doing some reading for maybe one module or maybe two modules, depending on if that reading's up on Blackboard yet. I'm going to be uploading the vlog. I'm going to be doing my washing. I might be doing some French stuff. I'm going to be doing part or maybe all of the central piece of this, or maybe some of the lettering or something like that anyway. But as you can see, I've started that already this morning, so that's cool. And then I've got the flat party this evening. So I do need to get a little bit prepped for that. I need to go out and get drinks and stuff. So that'll be this afternoon. And then obviously the evening we'll be the early evening we'll be getting ready for that. So I won't be doing my normal evening stuff. But yeah, so I'm happy today. And let's get on with the day. Let's see where it takes us. So this morning I have decided to work on this piece, and perhaps I will actually work on this afternoon and get it to almost a state of completion. As you can tell, I have got the Velociraptor there, and I did cut out the baby's head, which was quite a weird and at the start a little bit uncomfortable experience. But nonetheless, there we go. The vision has come to life. As you can tell, my cutting out skills leave something to be desired. But nonetheless, as you can tell, when you step back a little bit, it looks pretty decent. And when the words are on it as well, which I've actually got some words that I'm thinking of at the moment that kind of align with the surrealness of the piece quite nicely. When the words are on there, it'll look cool. I don't know whether to put a border around that circle thing, because as you can see up here, I've got like a border around that one and around that one as well. But I don't know whether I've got the thing to actually, like a circular object to actually create that border, because I don't know where, I can't remember how I created those borders. I might leave it like that, or I might put a border on. but I could always do the writing first. Just leave a little bit of a gap, just slightly, and then obviously put the writing down there as well, and then I could have the border. But I don't know, but it's coming to life anyway, and we're nearly there with it. The only other thing is actually as well, I did have the thought of, you see all these little white lines there? I did have the thought of going over these with a black Sharpie, like with a ruler, so then it looks nice and straight. And that might actually, interestingly, because I've done this in black, that might actually work really nicely. But I just don't know whether to do it or not. Whether to kind of leave the white in there, because the white kind of makes it stand out a bit, doesn't it, as well? So, I don't know, maybe if I do black on it, there might be too many black lines, you know, there's like loads of black lines coming from everywhere and then meeting that black. I don't know. Yeah. I might play it safe and leave it how it is, because then I know that it's good. Because if I do that black, it might work really well, or it might just be a bit too overwhelming, might be a bit too much. But yeah, anyway. So I'm actually going to get on. I'm actually going to go for a walk in a minute. I don't know whether I've said, but I've did my washing, put it in and got it out and everything. And that is just chilling in the sun at the moment. So that's another job done. And then maybe later on this afternoon I'll do a bit of that reading and stuff. But it seems today is more of a sort of like personal project day, considering the assignment work I've done the last few days. So that's quite nice actually. It means that it's a bit of a chill day. So I've just spent the last 10 minutes kind of tidying up that Velociraptor a little bit. Unfortunately, the claws aren't looking that great, but maybe there's something I can do about those. But basically I've gone round it so that then I can get rid of all the white. And to be honest, it looks better, but also, as I say, those claws don't look as prominent. They're a bit blurry now, aren't they? A bit sort of abstract in some way, or obscure rather. Yeah, but still the tails come out much nicer, and this body bit round here, the legs and the back has come out nicer, so that's good. I just don't like the white really. The white wasn't good. So it is after lunch now, and I printed off these letters before for the piece. I'm going to do this afternoon, I think. I might not get it all done or anything. I've got a few more bits and bobs to do, but certainly I'll make some good progress on it, so that's cool. These are the same letters as the ones on that piece up there. That did I show you before? I think I showed you before, didn't I? Because I was telling you about the border. But yeah, so that's there. I've just loaded up Blackboard just to check if the reading for next week for the final module has come on there. Now normally we get quite a lot of reading to do, but this week and even last week wasn't too bad. We had about 120 pages last week, so that's actually reasonably good going. This week for our final lecture we have 32 pages, so that's nice, you know, to just have a little bit of reading to do for the last lecture rather than normally we get a full novel. So for this module at least, we don't get a full novel for every module. Jesus, that would be, I wouldn't cope if that was the case, because can you imagine, like, you have a full novel. I mean, even just doing a full novel like this each week, because I'm a slow reader as well, I don't get through it really quick. So you have a full novel, and then imagine if you had like 3 full novels, and then you're trying to do your assignments around around reading 3 full novels a week. That'd be mental. It's hard enough doing that around bloody one novel, and then snippets of reading from other modules as well. So yeah, I'm thankful that this week we don't have too much to do, and I'll get on, and maybe I'll leave that till tomorrow, that reading, or do it later today. I can be a bit more casual now with it. It's nice because I've not got tons on right now. I've done those assignments now, so I can be a bit more casual with it. I was getting on with some other reading a few minutes ago, So that was good. So I've got that in the bank anyway, so that's good. And now I think it'll just be getting on with them. I've done the bins as well. I need to do my washing later on. I need really, if I can sneak a walk in, I'll do that. I need to go down to the supermarket to get those cans, and I might get some money out as well, just to give this person some money for their birthday. But yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good, and I'm feeling happy today that I can have a break and I can just be a bit slow, be chill. I don't need to go full speed or anything. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. So it's about 4 p.m. and I have done the piece. Boiling sweets with a crying baby's head on a Velociraptor. Wow, it makes so much sense. People are going to be racking their brains over that. What the hell does that mean? Oh my god. Yeah, so I'm really happy with it. If I did kind of have any sort of structured vision for it, which I partly did, but also things were updating constantly. I mean, I didn't think of the boiling sweets thing until today, but that which I did understand more concretely about it, of how I wanted it, that's come through, and it's always nice when that happens. There's just a few little things I'm going to do with it, really. I mean, I want to paint the edges of the canvas black so that looks a bit tidier, and I'm going to put my little A in the corner and stuff. And I still am kind of debating doing outlining these black, like all these little bits of white here black, but I don't think that's perhaps the best idea. I think maybe leaving it as it is, because we've got black around here, we've got black around here, and I think leaving a little bit of white in these gaps helps it sort of pop out. So yeah, that's really cool. And I'm glad I've got a project done like that. I've not done like a piece of anything on canvas like that for quite a while. It might have even been about a year by now. Yeah, it could have been maybe about a year. So yeah, I'm glad I've done something. It was about time to do that. And the pieces I find always reflect sort of my life at the time I do them. It was the same with, well, no, it actually wasn't really the same with the previous one, the La Vie de l'Esprit one. In some sense, I suppose it was. There was some correlation. This one definitely more so. But yeah, it's good to do. It's nice to do. It feels deep, meaningful, powerful, effective, So that's cool. Anyway, I'm going to get out. I need to get some money out and need to do a couple of things before this evening. I'm going down there for the flat party at 8:30, so I've got plenty of time yet. But yeah, I'll get a couple of bits done, then have tea, maybe do a couple of evening bits, and then get ready for the party. So I'm just finishing getting ready now. It's 7:59, so really I should be heading out the door practically now. I'm not quite done, so I might end up getting there slightly late, but that's okay. Sometimes people don't arrive till like 8:45ish anyway, so yeah, we're cool. But I'm going to finish getting my socks on. I might go to the toilet quickly before I go and then head out the door. That might take me to about 8:05 or something, so we might not be doing too bad. It all depends on how long it takes me to go and get cash out and stuff like that. What I might do, actually, because I'm still going to this party and stuff, is I might do a segment maybe at the end of the night or tomorrow morning if I forget to wrap up this vlog, rather than just wrapping it up here straight away. Although saying that, no, I would normally wrap up about, like, maybe even earlier than this time. But anyway, if I do another segment, you'll know why. It all depends. I wasn't going to go to the club. What normally happens is we do this little party for like 2-3 hours at the place, the flat, and then we'll go to the club. So the others will be going to the club, but I don't think I will go this week, because it would be a lot. And then tomorrow, basically, where I find now with how I am is I lose a day. If I go clubbing and I'm out till 3 or 4 a.m, the next day is gone. And that's not for getting up late. Like, I'll still be able to get up at like 8 or 9 o'clock. But obviously with the hangover and with just like trying to pull myself together and stuff, that takes me to like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's terrible. And then and so yeah, then an entire day is gone. So I might not go to the club, really just because of that. I don't like the a whole day being gone, just because of the club. And I'm starting to get to that age as well where, I'm 28 now, and people my age don't generally go clubbing or are coming to the end of it, and that's where I feel I'm at. If I do go clubbing in the future, it might be ironic, it might be like sort of humorous or ironic in some way. It would be done for effect rather than for complete enjoyment of it. Although I do enjoy clubbing, but certainly I know that at some point it probably will be like that. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna have to. I've been talking on here for 3 minutes. It's 8:02 now. I'll have to get off and get down there. Yo, dude. So as promised, a morning segment. It's 8:45. I didn't end up going to the club last night. In fact, most people at the house party didn't go to the club, and that is very unusual, because when I ask around and I say, oh, we going club tonight, etc., normally, like 98% of the time, the answer is, yeah, we'll go about 11:30, normal sort of time. And I asked around the normal people, my closest friends there, and they were all saying, oh, no, we're not going to the club. I was like, what? Not going to the club? I mean, I wasn't going to go to the club anyway, but it was a shocker for me that they said that. And then, I asked a couple of other people as well, and they said, well, I don't think many people are, but we might, that sort of stuff. So anyway, I had some nice conversations with a few people, and then what I decided to do was a small group of people were leaving for the club, but they were leaving a little bit later than we would normally go. As I say, we'd normally go at 11:30. They left about 10 to 12 or quarter to 12 or something. So I thought, right, you know what? The evening's naturally winding down. I'll go off with them. I'll walk them to the club and then walk back here. So that's what I did. But yeah, the flat party was still going on. I could have stayed, but I thought, you know what? It's about time. But yeah, I had some interesting conversations. I had a couple of conversations with a few new people who came. There's like a regular group of people who come that really, for the most part, fluctuates between about 15 and 20 people. So there's quite a lot of people just in that regular group. And then there's like normally some new people, and maybe a couple of people from the regular group don't come, etc. So yeah, I had a conversation with a couple of new people, and I also had a conversation with a group from a few people from the regular group so the memory on my phone got filled up, but I kind of remember where I was. So yeah, I had a conversation with a couple of people from that regular group who I've said hi to, and I've kind of conversed with a little bit briefly, but not particularly. So it was really nice actually to have a conversation with them, and yeah, it was an interesting conversation. It was talking a little bit about intellectual stuff, and they were a little bit into sort of philosophy and things like that, and psychology, or sort of slowly getting into it. So we were talking a bit about that. Yeah, as I say, it's always nice to just branch off at these house parties and converse with different people and stuff, and you find also that after a few months, like if you go to house parties and all this sort of stuff, you've made like so many friends and connections and stuff like that. It's crazy. So that's what I've really loved about uni, like the social side of it, and just meeting so many people. It's been incredible. And I feel like these days a lot of people, and maybe like coming to university later for me, has been beneficial because I'm more happy just to talk to people. But I feel like a lot of the younger people at university, like the 18-year-olds and stuff, don't kind of put themselves out there, and they suffer with that because it means that they may feel lonely, they don't necessarily build up certain friendships that might actually stay almost lifelong. Obviously not everyone at university you meet you're going to stay friends with for decades, but there will be certain people. I mean, there's even been certain people for me now who they've left university, like they left before me and stuff, and yet I still converse with them. Yes, it's slightly less frequently, but we're still decent friends. So it's so those types of people, I'm thinking, you know what, they're probably going to be the ones that certainly last another few years, but if not last a few decades. So, you know, if these younger people, these 18-year-olds don't do that, then they're really kind of closing themselves off. And I know a lot of it is to do with mental health stuff and anxiety and depression and things like that. But to be honest, I feel like if they just try to slowly put themselves out there a bit more, obviously that would actually help with the anxiety and depression in a more long-term setting. Maybe not short-term so much, but slowly, longer term, it'll come better. It'll come better. So yeah. Anyway, I will wrap up this vlog because it kind of feels like the start of a new vlog, but it's the end of another one. So I will wrap this vlog up, and perhaps I will see you tomorrow or maybe Monday. I might do like a 3-day thing this time. I'll either do 2-day or 3-day, because to be honest, tomorrow and today there's not going to be so much to vlog on. I'm going to be doing a bit of this reading. I'm going to be doing a few other bits and bobs, but there's not going to be a lot. So maybe I'll leave it for a couple of days and then update you then and see what's going on. But anyway, I will see you soon.